of the press, you must by now be familiar with a distributive release in the public domain showing the approval by the Zamfara State Governor, Dauda Lawal, that authorized payment of the sum of 1,378,000,000 naira to terrorists, bandits, and other subversive elements that are responsible for the insecurity, killings, and kidnapping plaguing the Northwest and other parts of Nigeria. Contrary to the lies told in the approval, Governor Lawal's main motive is to sustain his profit from illegal mining activities, which is his sole business. The funds paid to the terrorists seems to have been for them to unleash more mayhem on communities with gold deposit, especially since there has been an uptick in attack in the aftermath of the payment. For context, the funds transferred to these terrorists were done solely at the discretion of the governor, Lawal. There is nowhere in the approval that states that these criminals' enterprise was undertaken with the neighboring state or the federal government. The expenditure of the amount for aiming terrorists and mobilizing subversive of this Nigerian state did not pass through the Zamfara State House of Assembly as well, if only the secure its robbers stamp approval. Just to be clear, Governor Lawal paid the bandit kingpins as follows. 1. Kachala Dogo Gidi, 200 million. 2. Kachala Bello Turji, 200 million. 3. Ado Alero, 200 million. 4. Kachala Halilu Sububu, 150 million naira. And 5. Gwaska Dankaremi, 150 million. He also paid subversive elements who he described as media promoters as follows. 6. Sahara reporters, 100 million. Number 7, Jackson Udi. He paid 158 million. Number 8, Bashir Hadeja. He paid 100 million naira. Number 9, Shuaibu Mongadi, 50 million naira. Number 10, Tijani Lamaran, 50 million. Number 11, Tambaki Commander, he paid 20 million. We want to note a few other things immediately. Firstly, the approval had this clause: implement the project, which left us wondering, what project? The payment cannot be the project, since the payment is meant to get the terrorists to commit the certain deliverables. What are these deliverables? Secondly, it is the directive for the State Ministry of Finance to release the said amount for distribution to the banditries beneficiaries listed above as the matter of urgency. Since this approval was from July 2nd, 2024, the funds have been distributed to these criminals. Kachala Dogo Gidi. Kachala Dogo Gidi is a vicious terror kingpin linked to the abduction of 137 students from elementary school in Kaduna State, sometimes this year. He is also one of the suspected masterminds of the attack on a Kaduna-bound train and runs the biggest kidnap for ransom franchise in Nigeria. Kachala Bello Turji. Kachala Bello Turji is a bloodthirsty, notorious terrorist and bandit kingpin who has left a train of death in the Northwest. Turuji led a bandit gang in the 2022 Zamfara massacre that killed hundreds of people, including women and children. Bashir Hadeja. Bashir Hadeja is the custody of security agencies being investigated for allegedly masterminding the August 2, 2024 end-ban governors in Nigeria, violent protest in the north of the country. Hadeja was arrested for treason, subversive activities against the Nigerian government, trans-border gun running, heist and other transitional crimes. Jackson Udi, United States-based fugitive. Jackson Udi, a self-acclaimed investigative journalist and promoter of the infamous blog pointblanknews.com, has been running pro-terrorist propaganda for the group. Known for regular blackmailing and exhausting high-profile Nigerians, Udi recently attempted to spin a narrative to exonerate Bashir Hadeja following the later arrest. Sahara reporters. Omoyele Sowore. Sahara reporters publisher Omoyele Sowore is not new to the controversial payment. He has been accused in the past accepting funds from foreign interests to undermine the sovereignty of Nigeria. Sowore has become a permanent fixture on the ballot. Presidential election, a position he used for leveraging since he spins his arrest for subversive activities as a clamp down on the opposition. These are brief profile of some recipient of Governor Lawal's 1.35 billion. These are persons who have declared it their life mission to bring Nigeria down. These are persons whose actions and activities have led to the spilling of blood of innocent Nigerians. Payment to these persons have made citizens despondent. It is worrisome that Governor Dauda Lawal and the Zamfara state government have not cleared the air on this criminal payment to terrorists since the leak of that document. Governor Lawal's silence is an acceptance of culpability. This must now attract consequence because the evil he perpetrated in Zamfara affects the whole of Nigeria. We are only fortunate by the ray of hope offered by the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Mohammed Bello Matawali, through his visit to the Nigerian Army's 8th Division headquarters in Sokoto State. His review of the ongoing anti-banditry and counter-terrorism operation in the Northwest region has assured us that the banditry problem will one day be a thing of the past. Gentlemen of the press, the Center Against Banditry and Terrorism can only end if we all join hands to take the war to the sponsors of the terrorist gangs. We demand a full investigation of those behind the sponsorship of terrorism in the Northwest. We expect that Mr. President will issue an effective and executive order to accelerate the naming and prosecution of all persons connected with the insecurity in Zamfara State and the Northwest to rid that part of Nigeria of terrorism. We urge the anti-graft agencies to confirm the transactions in the document, freeze all accounts associated with listed beneficiaries, and put recipients on trial for terrorism finances. Thank you very much, and God bless Nigeria.